Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Mike Hart. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not making my first video in the series of my typing series that I'm starting. I know I promised you in the last video I'd have the first video out no later than Sunday, and I've been beating myself up about it because I was raised to never make promises I can't keep. So anyway, yeah, I will have it out soon. There's been a lot going on. I've been picking up extra hours at work and stuff, so still going to be making the series. It's just slightly delayed. So right now, I would like to dispel some common MBTI myths and misconceptions that people have. The first one, I would say, well, they're all pretty common, I would say, but one of the biggest ones you hear is regarding thinkers and feelers. A lot of people have this idea that the differences are set in stone. It doesn't work that way. It's not like a mathematical science. You know, they're not 100% set in stone. If you're a thinking type, that means that you prefer thinking over feeling, or you lean towards that side. It's on a continuum. So thinking's over here, feeling's over here. You're somewhere on that continuum. Everyone leans to one side, though. You can't be 50-50. Everyone leads to one side. So there's going to be people who are more thinker, get what I'm saying? But yeah, thinkers have just as many feelings as feelers do. This is a common misconception that thinkers don't feel. They have just as many feelings and emotional reactions. They just don't display them. That's the difference. So even some of the harshest people you can think of, or unemotional people you can think of, they still have the same internal feelings. That's why a lot of thinkers will reject the idea that they're a thinking type, assuming it means that they don't feel. So no, it doesn't mean that at all. Most of you probably already know that, but a lot of people have that misconception. Another misconception is feeling types not being smart. Now, I don't think it's necessarily the misconception that they're not smart, but that they feel rather than think. Everyone thinks. Everyone thinks, everyone feels. Like what I was just saying with thinking types, how they feel just as much as feeling types. Feeling types can think just as much as thinking types, but in a similar way, it's not displayed as much. They choose not to use it. It's a similar thing. Or they don't choose not to use it, but it's not a preference. They still can, though. Some of the smartest people you ever meet will be feelers. And by the way, intelligence doesn't mean logic. That's not the same thing. If your personality type is more predisposed to using logic more often, especially when you're making decisions, that doesn't make you more intelligent. That just means you're more predisposed to using logic. Those are separate things. And there's different, in my opinion, there's all kinds of different types of intelligence anyway. Like, for example, they say INTPs are the most intelligent personality type. I highly disagree with that. It depends how you define intelligence. If you define intelligence by, abstract logic and things like that, I don't know. I don't see it that way. I see everyone as having their own kind of intelligence. But yeah, tangent. Another misconception is that introverts can never seem outgoing or chatty, and extroverts can never introvert. Everyone can introvert. Extroverts can introvert. Introverts can extrovert. But like I said, it's a continuum. We'll be on the continuum somewhere. But no, you cannot be both an extrovert and an introvert. What it is, introverts can be very sociable, actually. What it is they're their energy reserves will deplete quicker than extroverts. There's actually been studies on this where they found that extroverts are less sensitive to stimuli. They're less sensitive to, they're not as stimulated by things. It takes more to get their, to affect them. Like a lot of extroverts will be the types to listen to music, have the TV on, and talking on the phone, and whatever else, all at the same time. Doesn't affect them. Introverts are more likely to be bothered by noise and things like that. They're more easily affected. They're more sensitive to things, and they lose energy quicker from external things. So yeah, those are a couple misconceptions. There's lots of misconceptions, guys. Lots of them. And one of the most annoying ones to me is people just being too black and white about it. These traits are not set in stone. They think if you see one or two things that doesn't resemble a feeler or a thinker or whatever, then they must not be the type they are, or they must, everyone can act any way, whenever they want, basically. That's my belief anyway. Like actors act like different types all the time. People act differently in different situations. You will see a common trend, though, if you get to know people. But anyway, another thing that really annoys me is when people type by the cognitive functions. What the hell is this guy doing? Sorry, I don't know why he just went to the other way. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, that was weird. So yeah, guys, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't think you should type by the cognitive functions, because the way cognitive functions are used, the way people interpret them is very subjective. It's unavoidably subjective, and it leads to mistypings like crazy, and it leads to just all kinds of stupidity. And I don't think you should type by the cognitive functions. I think it's much too subjective. So, cognitive functions are interesting for theory, but I think you should keep it simple when you're actually typing someone. There's a lot of people out there that type solely by cognitive functions, and they're usually the worst typers ever. It's like they will over-focus on a couple things about certain cognitive functions and use that to rule out the idea that they're a certain type. Anyway, guys, so this was kind of a ramble, but there's a few misconceptions, and I will be starting this series very soon. I will have the first video out this week. Okay, and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. See you later.